Hey, what's up, y'all? I just want to take a quick second to say thank you guys for all the support and everything like that with us, with music and the new opportunities we've been getting. I just wanted to take a quick second and touch base on something that I spoke about in the past and something that's still important to me, and that is law enforcement and the high rate of suicide involved with the job and suicide just in general and the mental health awareness. So I think in a lot of ways, police departments around the country have failed to get the support or to provide the support that's needed for its law enforcement members. From my experience, I know a lot of guys that have suffered with depression or suffering from PTSD or anything that they've seen on the job, even if it's recently right after they saw something horrible. A lot of times, we definitely get a dark sense of humor about things, and that's cool. And, we got to deal with it how we deal with it. But also, there's guys that do sometimes need to reach out and, they feel like they can't talk to their buddies on the job because, maybe you'll get ridiculed, or that person might go to a sergeant or something or above and get you jammed up. And the next thing you know, you're not doing what you love to do anymore. You're sitting on a desk somewhere, right? So, since I've retired from NYPD, and I spent, for a little history, I spent from 2006 on patrol in Manhattan. I was there for the events of 9/11, and after patrol, went to the scuba team. After the scuba team, retired out of the emergency service unit. Just to give you some background on what I did before I was involved with music full time. And we dealt with people in mental health crisis for a lot of that time, for a lot of my career. And I've known a lot of people who have suffered through mental health crises. And I've also known a lot of people that have taken their own lives due to that crisis because they felt like they had no place to turn or anything like that. And while there's organizations within the police department, such as for NYPD, they have PAPA and things like that, a lot of guys and girls feel like they can't really go to those folks for help because of, again, fear of ridicule, fear of losing their shield or losing their job, not as a whole, but being put on a desk somewhere and not doing the job that they want to do. So my reason for kind of getting on this kick today is I just wanted to let you guys and girls know that you're not alone. And while people talk about suicide in a lot of other aspects of life, as far as any other job or anything like that, I think law enforcement is kind of the forgotten stepchild in that conversation a lot. And I think a lot of guys and girls are suffering and don't know where to turn to. So with that said, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on the issue. I do understand how to help people who are in a crisis, but I'm not trained in how to treat somebody or help somebody long term. My reason for getting on today and my reason for making this video is to let you guys and girls know that you're not alone. And there's a lot of people out there who are suffering just like you. And while there's no perfect answer, and I certainly don't know, I do know that there is not one size fits all for you and for anyone else and for someone else and all that. There's definitely not a one size fits all answer to it. So my hope is in addressing it and talking about it and having a conversation about it, that we can find the ways to get the help that we need for the people that need it. And I'm just going to reference it to sports in an odd way, but when I was growing up, there was the Dan Gable. I was a wrestler, and there was the Dan Gable way, right? It was like grind and fight, and there was very little joy in a lot of things. If you showed joy, then you weren't working hard enough, right? And today you could see this pendulum swinging the other way, where you got Cale Sanderson teaching kids, and it's like, it's fun, it's this, and it's not to say they don't work hard, but he's teaching them how to have joy and to have gratitude for where they are. And I think there's lessons in that for how we treat mental health awareness. Is okay, so let's talk about it. Let's figure out a different way, because the way that we've been doing it within the law enforcement community is a very failed way, because I've personally responded to and and seeing members of service take their own lives, and had buddies that have taken their own lives, and continually to this day hear about people I've worked with that have went down that path. And I don't mean to isolate civilians, I don't mean to isolate anybody else, because I think we're all in this bigger conversation together. So by no means do I mean this is a video specifically for law enforcement only. But if you're struggling and you need help, all I ask is that you reach out. And even if you reach out to me and I don't have the answers, and maybe we can figure out an answer together. It's something that's very dear to my heart. It's something that I believe in, that we can be better to each other. And I just wanted to take a second and let you know that you're not alone, and that your feelings are valid. And if you're on that cusp, and I understand that that's a moment's decision, and a lot of times your brain is not in a coherent sense, right? So people tell you, hey, reach out, and in that moment you're not thinking that way. You're thinking there's nowhere to reach out to. But what I ask is that you understand that getting to that point is a series of small decisions, and hopefully we can make a bunch of small decisions together that guide you in a different way from making the mistake of taking your own life or hurting somebody else, or acting out in ways that hurt other people. There is value in your life, and there are people that you will leave behind that will be tremendously hurt by your loss. So don't think that you're alone, because I promise you there is somebody who's going to turn around and be completely devastated at the loss of you. So I don't know what the answers are. If I did, I'd be on here in a much shorter video and saying, hey, call here, do this, do that. I don't know, but I know that enough is enough of not acknowledging this problem in both. I mean, this is more specific, obviously, to the law enforcement community and the communities that I was involved with that job. But, civilians as well, and anybody else that's struggling. Like, I say it at my shows, and I'm dead ass about it. Reach out to me, reach out to somebody that you love, reach out to somebody before you get to that point. Understand that when that thing starts clicking in your head that, hey, I'm alone, and you start feeling yourself getting down in that cycle, you realize, like, I gotta reach out. I gotta do things. I gotta start learning how to switch my mindset to a more positive way. Learning how to treat yourself better. Learning that people care about you before you get so far gone that those steps are already, that it's already too late maybe for you in your own mind to go back and fix it. That said, if you are in that spot and you've already, it's never too late. It's never too late to get the help that you need. And understand this, the job is a job. And I know that's easier said when you're retired, and I'm getting to do a lot of really great stuff now that I love to do, and I'm away from it now. And you might be sitting there going, it's easy for you because you're out. And probably true, but I know that we can figure out a way to do this that's better than hurting yourself or hurting the people that you care about. So let's figure it out together. And if you have ideas, feel free to put them in the comments. Feel free to put a suicide prevention hotline in the comments. Anything. If you're law enforcement or something like that, guys, girls, I know you might think you need them. It's like, hey, I got a family, I need the money, I need the job, I need this. Your life is worth more than any job that you will ever take. And if you're feeling weighed down and you're feeling like, shit, man, enough is enough, then reach out and get the help that you need. I don't care where you have to find it. There's outside entities that you can reach out to that'll support you without the job knowing about it or anything like that. And you're more important than a job will ever be, because when you retire, that job will go on. When you leave, they will just keep pumping people out. It's the nature of the beast. I never hated it. The job, I had a great career. I've been very blessed in the career that I had. I mean, we all see horrible things and deal with horrible things, but I was very fortunate to really love what I got to do for a long time. So I understand the fear of losing that. However, understand the fear of losing yourself, you are more valuable than that job will ever be. So I hope I made some sense, and I hope that if you're someone that needed to hear it, I hope I said something in this video that reached you. This is unplanned. I didn't write anything down, and just kind of came on to speak to something I care a lot about. And I care a lot about the community with which I came from, even though now I'm doing music and all this kind of stuff, and that's cool. But I still care very, very much for the men and women that put that uniform on every day and go towards danger that other people will never understand. They see horrors that other people will never understand and never be able to relate to. I have a massive amount of respect for the people that are still in there doing it. So please reach out, guys. Get the help that you need prior to getting to the point where you feel like there's no other way. That's the only advice I could give you. Start getting those building blocks now to help you towards success. Staying fit, I know it seems silly, but it does help. Stay fit. Try to eat the best that you can. Try to do the things that you can to build the building blocks so that when things get so fucking heavy on you, it's not too much to carry. And if you guys have answers, please, like I said, drop them in the comments, reach out. If I don't have an answer, I'll try to get you one. If I don't have a place to get you help, I'll try to find you one. But let's figure it out together, and let's pull together as a community, because like I said, the community, the men and women in this community are more important than the job will ever be. So love you guys, appreciate you guys, and let's figure it out together.